How did a company that is instantly recognizable by nearly every person on Earth do everything right, beat every number on an earnings report, and lose $357 billion in a single afternoon? Hi, everyone. Stephen here again. I'm a full-time futures trader for a living, and I've been watching corporate balance sheets long enough to know when the markets punish a winner, it's seeing something in the headline that it's not telling you. If you become even 1% smarter during this video, be sure to hit subscribe and throw us a like. We do videos going deep like this in just 6 minutes every single day. So about that loss, that was last quarter. But this quarter, Microsoft just reported again. $82.9 billion in revenue. They're up 18% in profits. Azure cloud services are growing, and AI is now running at $37 billion a year. They beat every single number Wall Street put in front of them, and this time, the stocks are up. It's the same company, it's the same story, but it's a completely opposite reaction. And if you want to understand why, the answer is buried inside one number that didn't make the top line of any press release: $190 billion. That's what Microsoft told investors that they're going to spend this year on physical infrastructure. This isn't salaries or software. Physical infrastructure, data centers, servers, power, the steel and concrete that actually runs AI. See, to feel the size of that number, you have to understand, this is larger than the entire annual GDP of most countries on Earth. Microsoft is constructing an entire economy's worth of capacity on a single promise. And now here's the part that never gets into the first paragraph of this story. See, their cost of revenue this quarter, what it actually costs them to deliver products, that went up 22%. Their revenue only went up 18%. And now when costs are growing faster than revenue on an $82 billion quarter, you have a margin problem that no earnings beat can paper over. Its gross margin percentages have declined on the best quarter in the company's entire history. And buried inside that $190 billion forecast is a $25 billion line item for higher component costs. Memory, RAM, chips, the physical hardware AI runs on, that's all in a global crunch right now, and Microsoft is absorbing $25 billion of it. They're just eating it, because if they slow down now, they're going to fall behind. And in AI infrastructure, falling behind means losing and becoming irrelevant. Now, watch what happens when you put that spending next to headcount numbers. This is where it gets sad, because total Microsoft employees, they declined year over year. The company's sitting there spending $190 billion on machines. Simultaneously, it's cutting its human workforce. That's not a side effect, that's a strategy. It's written plainly in the numbers. And capital is replacing labor. The compute power is replacing people. Every data center that goes up is a direct answer to the question of who builds the future. And it sure isn't the people that used to build it. Think about what that means at scale, though. Microsoft employs over 200,000 people. Their customers, the businesses that run Microsoft software, they employ countless millions more. When the largest tech company on Earth officially pivots from hiring people to buying machines, the CIO at every company watching this earnings call gets the same idea. This is the new direction, folks. This is what survival looks like. The layoffs you're seeing across tech right now, they're not individual company decisions. What they are is a coordinated response to a single message that Microsoft just sent with its balance sheet. And here's where this goes completely sideways. See, last October, the same story, right? Beats on revenue, beat the profits, Azure is growing, AI is exploding, but the stock still dropped 10% the next day. Remember, $357 billion was gone in a single session. That was their good quarter. Now, investors looked past the traditional scorecard and did math on what it costs to build the AI future Microsoft wants. And they decided the bill was just way too high. But this quarter, the stock is rallying. It's the same math, but a completely different mood. That's not analysis, that's actually sentiment. And sentiment in tech right now, it's as fragile as it's been since 2022. But here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. Microsoft could be completely right about AI. The $190 billion bet, it could pay off spectacularly. And it would still be the worst outcome for the average worker, because the version of the future where Microsoft wins, yeah, that is the version where human labor becomes the budget option that nobody wants to pick. Now let's zoom out for a minute, because this is where the K-shape comes into play on an infrastructure level of the entire global economy. You see, the people at the top of the K, they own the bet directly. Institutional investors, sovereign wealth funds, the portfolios that hold Microsoft in size. If $190 billion in data centers starts generating the returns that Satya Nadella is promising, that wealth flows straight to the top of the distribution. That's how it works. You know that's how it works. The people at the bottom of that K are the workers whose headcounts go down, the small businesses who need AI tools but can't afford enterprise pricing, the consumers paying higher prices across every product category because the memory crunch is hitting Microsoft's balance sheet and it's running through supply chains everywhere else too. Those people don't own the infrastructure. They simply absorb the cost of building it. Microsoft is making the largest single corporate bet in modern history. And the people who will feel it if the bet goes wrong are not the people making those decisions. Now, if you want to understand how that dynamic, upside concentrated at the top, risk distributed across everybody else, if you want to know how that's playing out in tech, housing, credit, the broader economy, that's what I break down every day on my long form channel. You get a link down in the first pinned comment below. And if you want to stop watching this happen and you want to start positioning yourself on the right side of these moves, that's exactly what I teach people to do in 1K a day. So if you made it this far, click the link for 1K a day below. Use the code K-shaped at checkout. You get a special discount for watching to the end. But what do you think? Do you think Microsoft is toast? Are they the wave of the future? There's some more videos next to my head. You should click them if you like this one. You're going to love other stories about how big companies bury things in the headlines and how the K-shape is playing out in real time.